Okay. It's nice to meet you. I think this is actually the first time you and I have ever met.
I believe so.
Which I believe makes you the first Brotherhood member I've met besides Tweety.
Probably.
You boys really know how to stay, reclusive.
Yeah, we are pretty good at that. Is Drag here too?
No, he's not.
I don't know where Drag is. He's not a firekeeper.
Okay. Well, I shut my radio off, so I wanted to meet with you just to see if we could get anything worked out tomorrow night. I don't know who's going to win the bid for the random chick that's being sold, but I didn't know if the firekeepers could provide one or two actual fighters to work under Tweety.
Well, I'm sure you're aware that our numbers are actually quite low when it comes to our fighters. Obviously, we don't agree with sex slavery or anything of the like. I don't think anyone is going to cause problems when it comes to taking arms up against these people.
Well, the only part of the operation I'm heading up is the part trying to get the winning bid. So I just wanted to meet with you and see if you guys could provide anything for Tweety. That was the first part of it.
The sources of goods, or?
I'd be handling the sources of goods for trade. He'd be the one in charge of getting fighters.
Well, I can definitely speak with my men and see who wants to work alongside Tweety with this. After all, it is a good cause. And we are more familiar with Tweety than, well, the rest of you.
True. I did have a question about Drag. I am kind of sketchy on what went down, why you got kicked out of the Guardians. I'm pretty lost on that.
Drag left the Guardians.
Well, I thought there was... The way it was presented made it seem like there was an event that led to kind of a fracture there. I don't... I know almost nothing of it, so I didn't know if there's anything to be wary of, accepting stuff from him, or...
I would say he's fine. He makes a lot of friends. He left to be able to hang out with a wider range of people. At one point, I think that included Blackball, but lately I don't think he's done any of that.
That I had heard that there was something with Black Paul, but I didn't really know what.
I think he went with them to Tissy or something, I'm not quite sure. There was a picture that passed around, but I didn't get a good look at it.
By that time, Drag had already shown disinterest himself in running with the Guardians and the Firekeepers over in the Northeast and traveling around and doing his own trades. It was just a matter of time before he left the faction anyways. Where he went and what he did afterwards. I mean,
just kind of his
your
business.
guess is as good as any. He contacts lots of people on the radio and tries to stay friendly, but that doesn't mean we know what he's doing all the time.
Yeah, I knew that he had offered the a rifle and possibly a barrel towards our bid, so I didn't know if it was something that could be counted on or not.
Are you still looking for more barrels and more things to help pad your bid?
I'm not.
Last I heard, Katya, Katya, whatever her name is, she seems to be having quite a head bid. I mean, obviously, it sounds like people are pooling items together to be able to win for this woman's freedom. Last I heard, Michael,
Mikhail?
of the sort. Yes. These slave traders, do we know who they run with, how many are in their numbers, or any of the information of the sort? This is the first I've heard of any of them doing an auction on the mass radio.
Same here. I hadn't heard of him before. He just kind of popped up out of nowhere.
I mean, I am all for us pooling our resources together to try to make a payment for this woman's life, but at the same time, I don't understand why we wouldn't just go and kill them all, because sex trafficking, slavery, anything like that, human auctioneering, I mean, obviously that's something that I don't think anyone could stand by.
Well, I know in the past that...
Not quite as,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say it's not quite as devastating as cannibalism, but at the same time, it seems like a cause enough people could rally against that we wouldn't even have to bring our items together to show them that we have them all or anything.
Well, I know
All we
that
need to do is
it's to show good faith.
But as far as I'm concerned, that these people, they won't be receiving these goods.
Well, I know in the
At least
past
they shouldn't be.
the cult has gotten people from slave traders before. So that's something that's been on my mind, is how to keep her away from the cult. And I'm trying to figure out why Black Paw is interested.
I think Black Paul is probably interested so they could do the exact same thing we're trying to do. Set her free and then make themselves look like the good guys. That'd be my guess.
Any trade we do with them is only going to encourage them to continue the behavior.
Correct.
Anything. They need to be stopped now. If it's a cause that everyone can rally behind, I don't give a fuck if it's Black Paw Brotherhood or whoever. The slave trade stops. Hopefully we can have people condemn that more strongly together than people seem to have had a hard time with the cannibalism.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say is if we don't win the bid, can we get people with radios to help us spot, to try to find, I don't know, I don't think they'll announce the winner publicly, but I'm assuming it'll come down to our collective bid or Black Paw. So if we can have spotters to find where Black Paw is going and have a quick reactionary force to follow them to the meet.
Well, I mean, I can't guarantee that we'll be able to keep an eye on Black Paw, know where they are going or anything like that. We can try, I'm sure, just as much as you'll be trying. Anyone that will know information of who's won the bid and where they are taking this woman, I'm sure everyone will be trying to pass that information along to each other to stop this from ever being an occurrence again. If we found information of where they were taking her, it's not like we would hide it. Just like I assume if you're asking us to help you in this fight to rescue this woman, you wouldn't be keeping that information silent either if you were winning.
No, that's part of the reason I'm here, is so that if we win, we can get the collection of bidders together quickly, move out, and that's the only part that I'm involved in. I'm kind of keeping this segregated so that we don't have leaks, things like that.
Alright.
I know that some people just, even if it's a good thing. They just like talking about it. And if you talk to the wrong people, they get the message to the bad people, and then you're in trouble.
Mhm.
I don't think any guardians besides myself would be able to assist in combat, but if Tweety's looking for people, I'll help.
Okay. Thank you. This is all happening pretty quickly.
Very rapidly. It's almost like they wanted to make sure we wouldn't be able to plan anything or put ourselves on guard.
Yeah, and the time limit is definitely something that helps with that.
And the time of this happening is very advantageous to them. But I will make a broad broadcast to any of my firekeepers, any of them that want to volunteer to help aid in this attack. I will definitely send that information forward to Tweety or yourself. It's going to be just a voluntary. I'm not going to force any of my people to work with you or, on your behalf, but any of them who are available that want to make themselves helpful in this, I will definitely let that be passed along. I'm sure you understand. Not all of my people are fighters. Not all of them
True.
are capable of this right now.
Yeah, and the more discreetly you can pass that on, like not a widespread radio broadcast, that helps.
We have our own private comms that we can reach all the firekeepers on.
SWAT just told me that he's just coming up on altar, so he did make a giant circle. That's where I just came from.
Yeah. Love Felix to death, but he's going to have to do a lot more running around on his own to get the map under his belt more.
There's
Yeah.
a word for it. It's directionally challenged, I would say. Just can't seem to place himself.
Yeah, if I go into a place I haven't been for months, it takes me a bit of time to find my bearings again, and it always helps having the sun up too.
Typically, as long as I've got cardinal directions, I'm good.
Well, thank you for meeting with me.
I can get what you mean.
I'm gonna keep heading north and try to get up to the forge tonight and just get with them, make sure that I can gather a barrel tonight so that just in case I have it for tomorrow. So
Hey, wait, what's going on? Put the gun down, put the gun down. My gun's not up.
That's right.
you wanna try switching weapons? It looks like it's in your hand.
I don't have a weapon.
It looks like it's in your hand.
Oh, a barrel.
Yeah. Small heart attack inducer is what it is.
Yeah.
Did you come to donate that for the cause?
No.
Oh, you missed it. Cave here was just saying that we need to round up more barrels and guns and supplies so that we can save that poor woman from the slave trade.
Oh, you're talking about that.
I assume that must be what you're here for.
I'm essentially doing that, yes.
I'm
But
sure
I
if
have
you
a
need
different-
to, Cave could take that barrel right off your hands.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
sure it could.
It'd be for the best cause.
I'm sure it would.
If you have a place you can store that until tomorrow, that would be great. I'm gonna go get one, and I've got to go grab one of ours to bring.
I promised you that.
Well, I'm gonna keep heading north. Like I said, I'll try to get a hold of the people that are donating the equipment and try to get a rallying point where we can all meet up, so that if we win the bid, we can all be together and move out in a fairly rapid fashion. I'm sure there's going to be a time limit on getting to her quickly so that they don't move her. Catching her up near Commence kind of bugs me. It makes me wonder if she's up there somewhere, so...
I have an inkling of who it may be. It's dark, so it's hard to say. But I'm pretty sure who I know it is. I've met her before with Walter.
Hmm.
Rin?
I think it may be, but I'm not entirely sure. It's really dark. And she's really scuffed up, so it's hard to say. But the proximity of where I've last known her location to be... I don't know, it's weird.
Has anyone been keeping eyes on Ren ever since Walter's death?
No, not that I know of.
She was threatened by Black Paw, wasn't she?
No. She was NATO. Then she ran with S.H.I.E.L.D.
So she was threatened by Black Paw.
They claim.
Supposedly that was why
I don't believe it.
the blackmailing attack on Brotherhood with the help of Sputin back in the way day happened.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
It was a very skeptical story.
I mean, I was around for a good chunk of it. Hell, I was one of the people there, so I honestly don't believe Sputin's last attempts. I don't even know why he would try to do such a thing after he committed suicide. By fucking shooting at pirate. I've done foolish things, and I haven't done anything that foolish. I shouldn't have even been.
Well, I remember Yari's opinion on the matter, and Yari never reached decisions lightly.
Well, that was why they
I
brought...
also remember his very pointed opinion.
That's why we included Yari in our meeting, was because something seemed off. We really didn't trust when they said they were going to meet Pirate.
And comes lies.
So, do you have my private comms to have a way of reaching you in case we need to discuss? I don't know how long Joe is going to be out of commission, so I don't know how long I'm going to be the lead in command.
I think so.
If not, I'm sure we have ways of finding each other.
Yeah.
Alright.
A temporary... The initial place where we'll probably meet with all of the stuff. Should we win the bid, it'll probably be Pulsevo.
Possibly around the old patch.
Yeah. That'll be placed fairly close to Kamensk, if that's where they're holding her. I mean, we're probably going to be patrolling that tonight, just to look in every nook and cranny and see if we can find her, but I'm assuming it's in that area, so if we meet up there with the stuff, that'll be good.
Alright, well, I will definitely speak with my men. I will also take stock of my inventory to see what we can do to help pad out your deal so that we can guarantee a win, possibly if we need to, and then be able to move forward the plan to rescue this woman.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't think that my bid with a shotgun would be very persuasive, but I didn't think it was going to take off like this either.
And again, if all goes well, no one will actually have to lose any gear. If anything, we will just save this woman. And hopefully kill this slave trade before it gets off its legs.
Yeah, hopefully we can send a message that negotiating in this fashion is not acceptable. Well, thank you for meeting with me. This will be like a handshake.
That's not the
Alright.
firekeeper handshake. Say hug.
Yeah. Are you used to hugs? When was the last time you received a hug?
Oh. Probably
Well,
when Rocket died.
Arms up, Buttercup.
Uh-oh.
There you are. A little bit of humanity to hold on to in your life.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, thank you. I'll be heading north. I'll let Tweety know to get a hold of you guys. So
Careful, you got a shovel sticking out in your hand weird. You don't want to sprain it. Yeah, there you go.
Alright, I need to talk to Cinder.
thanks.